Let there be light, and there was light. I am Crimey Queen, and if you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. Now, talking of numerology, I remember doing one of my presentations on dreams, on a dream I had where the attic or the top floor was getting burnt. So this is about like twin flames. So if you see any of my presentations on twin flame or my dream, that's the dream. That's what I'm referring to. In any case, I'm going to connect these two presentations together. But I realized I talked about the house. And what I haven't mentioned, in fact, both dreams, I talk about house, and I talk about the house being myself, my body, my soul, and so on. But what we could have done, which is very important to remember, the house also is Mother Eve in the sense that we are talking about number 5. So as I said, well, in case you're new to this, I'll just go through this. So basically, my house, or a house which is where I live, was getting burnt. But there were 3 floors: the ground floor, the middle floor, and the top floor. I could see the flames in the top, at the top floor, and this is where I alerted my seeming like soulmate in this dream, and who happens to save the day, so to speak, went in and extinguished the fire, and where I thought all my belongings or personal stuff were burned, he happened to have, they were safe, and he put everything in a coffin. Now, I'm just thinking there is another flip side to this, because it's something that comes to mind, and I like to be transparent in what I am doing. So there is another part of looking at this. The initial meaning that I took on board was that this person is really my soulmate, and perhaps will end up being the one who buries me, so to speak. And yes, I hadn't put it exactly that way, but that is, he's going to be the one taking all my belongings and putting things in place. The other thing is that he is perhaps finished with me. In any case, there is a finishing aspect to it. So when I say all finished with me, because we have not spoken for a while, and of course there was a disagreement in the waking life. So and I feel, well, I could carry on. There's lots of beautiful things are happening in my life, so I'm not sure what is going to happen. And of course, it's should I say, it doesn't really matter. I do feel a very strong connection. Yes, I do, but it does not interfere with my sleep for sure, or anything else that I'm really doing. But however, it's that I feel that the motion of putting things in the coffin could be that, well, look, there's all your belongings, you know, the healing is done, because the flames actually represent purification. So it could well be that his part in my life has come to an end as well. So in all essence, it's what I see in that in that dream or vision. It denotes an end. Whether the end is now as present, or now that I have been purified, in essence, I have learned the lessons from the experience of that relationship, and so that could be a final stage. So whichever way it is, it could be spirit now showing me, well, this person has come to do the work, or what they came to do in my life, it is done. As I say, I like to also go with the first feeling that I got as well, is that it could be that that person will be the one who is there with me to help me put things in place. So I think Spirit has tried hard to really give me some answers in this case, but there I am. I don't know, I'm probably overthinking it. But there were the free flows, so it was really the whole thing is getting into the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the conscious mind. This was the coffin that I was talking about. Okay, now the word house, which is what I really want to talk about, because the word house equals 5, and that's what motivated me to wanting to do this presentation. Okay, I'm going to have to, not quite sure what I've done with my other board. Okay, this is permanent. Okay, so the word house, House, which is 51368, and when we add these together, this would be 9 plus 6 would be 9, that would be 15, 23. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, so this is what we are talking about. Now, I'm going to excuse me, because I really need to get that board to show you. So, okay, so there we are talking about the number 5, which is Mother Eve. Mother Eve comes into this spectrum here, which is the new. Now, it's wonderful that I'm reminded about new. So this is more or less saying that I'm starting a new cycle as well, because the number 5 is in the middle, and this is where we have, it falls under the I, the sacrifice template. In case you are new to this channel, talking of new, you could check out my introductory video, which is on, it's on the cover. Do I say cover? But it's on the page, an introduction to Crime Queen. So that would give you a good idea about all this here. So this is Mother Eve here. And of course, we have been talking about number 5 and number 8. Really, in essence, they are the same, because it's about eating and the mouth right here. Also, the tongue in the mouth equals 10. So we could see why 5 encapsulates so much. It encapsulates because it's the round mouth, the round hole, if you like. It really means whole. So 5 in essence is whole, because it can really facilitate both sides. It's 4 numbers on either sides of 5. So 5 is the new state of wholeness right there. And in the new state of wholeness, because it actually equals end, end equals 5. So when we have end, we know we are also in a new beginning. So basically, this in essence was presenting me a wonderful insight. And looking at the T here, it's as if it was the essence of the dream is kind of nailed to the T here. I use this, and of course with revelation, it's like I was elated, of course, to realize not all my personal things were burned. And the L also, I see it as a very good symbol of moving forward. It's like a foot. And I like the L as well, which also reminds me, there's a thing I'm just noticing as well. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. Okay, so it's 5. Okay, but it's the 5th letter. And the 5th letter here also reminds me of Mother Eve in essence, because the first letter Mother Eve uses in casting her spell, when she says, "Let there be light," and there was light, of course, it's the letter L. Of course, with the word letter L, we can see how the tongue, it's like a lever. It's the up and down. It's the breath that rises and goes down. It is the opposites of everything. So even when it is said, and the Spirit of God moved, and we could see that it's all about the liver. Deliver. Excuse me. I had to, because Mother Eve is about delivering through the words, and isn't that what is used when one is also preaching? It's it's how they deliver something, or even what I'm doing here. It's your delivering, how you deliver the presentation, and so we could see in the word deliver, in the context we are using it, that the words travel. There is movement in words, or words are waves. Okay, so I felt that the word house, yes, like I was saying, or we can use this. We spoke about deliver, we've got divided. Okay, the God of division. Okay. So the house, there we are. I thought it was useful to get the full meaning, extract the full meaning of even the vision or anything, is to deconstruct it, what it is. I remember like my brothers would break down their toys or stuff, really just to see how it's made up. And that's how to understand it. Now, what really just I could see here, the first word I could see here is us. And that is really crucial, because Mother Eve is the house, but the house is also us. So that means, as we say, whenever we see the word house, or we come across house, because our houses really facilitates all our needs, our desires, and so on, and everything. It's our house. It's where we feel safe. It's where we feel nurtured. That's where we feel free to express ourselves in whatever way we choose to. So of course we see the word house is there. Then we see the word use, which is what I'm talking about. When you're in your house, you can use anything as you choose. So there we have house. There is also a word here, which is so crucial. I would not have thought about this word in this context, or using the word house. But it makes perfect sense when I mention that Mother Eve, of course, if you're new to this, when we do the word Eve, comes to 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. This is why we are saying Mother Eve is 5. So there's the word that I'm talking about. Is a wonderful word, because we are talking about Mother Eve is the waves, and she is the ocean, and she is water. She's key, she's house, she's home, lock, and close. I think it's close as well. Let's see. Or open. Close might be 3. Let's just double check while we are here. So 3 6 is 18. So close is 9. I thought it was 3 actually. Okay. All right. So okay, I'm feeling to do this again. Close, just to ensure that I have it correct. So this is 3 3 3 3 6 1 5. Okay, so this is 9. This is 6 6 6. Okay, 3 6 is 18. So close. But we looked at words like key, like lock. All these words, like anchor. We anchor in our homes. That's where we go to bed, and that's where we anchor onto everything, the love, the nurturing, the shower, the food, whatever it is, we anchor. All those words really come to number 5. And so here we have use. And then the word I really want to mention here is hose. The hose now, of course, we all know what a hose does as well. It's the water goes through a hose. You've got different you've got hose for different uses. It could be air, it could be water. I don't know if there's anything else I could think of for a hose, or gas, or liquid or gas, put it this way. We have those hoses. Now, of course, a hose is something that also forms like a serpent. We could say that when you have the hose, of course, and the tap. So, of course, when it's like a serpent is wrapped. So these are all symbols and factors of Mother Eve, or functions of Mother Eve right there. It's like saying Mother Eve is like a hose. So, but we need to ensure that we are ready to accept what that hose is delivering, or to understand what substance is coming out of that hose, or to be in alignment to receiving the substance necessary for us to receive from that hose. But the hose is always available to us. It's like someone said, it's like if you step on the hose or twist it, or you are blocking well, this is evident that you, or obvious that you would be blocking the flow of that hose. Now, Mother Eve is requiring us to get together to understand her way of delivering, like we just said, delivering the water, and water, of course, this is where we are talking about water, because this is Mother Eve. We are, in essence, Mother Eve's hands, feet, mouth, nose, and on everything else. So we are water. Hence why Mother Eve has also informed me that we are female, 100% water, and men are 90% water. Now that also coincides with I was going to say, I did find out, for instance, it coincides with, okay, with what I call the logos on that the gods left on us. So the female has, would it be the gods? Yeah, because, so the female has 9 circles to her body, and the men have 9. The female have 10 circles to her body, and men have 9. Okay, we don't need to, well, we have the 7 circles above, and of course female have 3 circles below, and men have 2. So that in essence coincides with the gods, the 9 gods of Genesis. We could say that is the first 9 gods that we have talked about. Now, I may not have said them in order because I've got it written on there. So we had the gods. The first 9 gods would be the God who made, the God who, let me try and do this in order. So the God who moved was the first. The God who moved, the God who created is the first. The God who moved is second. The God who said, which is Mother Eve, the said God. The God who let's see, for the 4th, who saw, of course, because in the soaring we have north, south, east, and west. And the God who called, of course, we are talking about sound waves here. So the God who called, and we can see the God who called comes from number 1 to 9. So that's another thing that is very crucial for us to work in with this, to make the comparisons and seeing how we derived of the numerical value for those gods. Okay, so we have, I believe after that, we have the God who blessed. Well, it may not be in order, as I say. The God who breathed. And we have the God who made is 7. The God who formed is not quite sure. The God who ended, and the God who divided. So the God who divided is perhaps the 6th God, I believe. Yes. Okay, so, or the 5th, thereabout. The God who divided. So I believe, oh, and the God who set. I believe the God who set would be the 8th God. I may have this wrong, but the word set equals 8, and it is in the 17th verse, which is also 8. So I felt that that was very significant here, because it gives the clear definition for the word set in this sense. Okay, so I will be covering those again more in depth. We have done the functions of the gods, of those gods that I've called, and the God who breathed. I perhaps didn't mention the God who breathed, but this is the functions here. And we are talking, Mother Eve comes under the umbrella. Mother Eve is the umbrella of the gods in this case, but this is Mother Eve in a position to have an overview of everything that is happening. But basically, she's been asking us to get into this new. The new is also the end. So there is a newness. It's like, for instance, I believe Mother Eve is like saying, this is, you've gone from your kindergarten to your developmental stage. Now you need to be maturing. You need to find a way to mature. Now, I have got some concerns with this area from how I started this sacrifice template, because I did notice that it seemed our world or constructs and structures have been designed in a way that certain groups would find it quite difficult to deal with this stage. It seemed like that. I didn't think I would be touching on this subject again, but it may be something I need to explore again, just to make people aware, because it's when we are aware and when we become conscious of the reality, then we are, oh my, this is something, oh, excuse me. All right. Yeah, so I was talking there not knowing what's happening. Okay, so basically this is why we are going to call on Revelation to give us more light onto this as well. Now, Mother Eve is really guiding us on this new path, and this is how I got, it's like saying, getting my house in order. So back to the dream, another bit is really coming to me. It's like saying, you have gotten rid of all the things that no longer serve you. So it's like the decluttering has happened. And it's funny that I also had, wow. So what has happened is this first, well, of many visions, but the vision of the fire, which is a sort of purification, that vision actually happened before the vision, which was also of free flows, where it was with oils. I talk about the vision with oils. So, and of course, so the purification has happened, and then the oil would have come to be that which seemed the anointing time. I'm feeling very good about that now. It's becoming better. So let's, for the fun of it, because we are talking about numerology, and just see how these, I don't do it for all the words, otherwise I'll be here till next Christmas with every word that I done. So, but let's just do that. So then we are talking about 12. This would be 12 and 8, 12, or is 20. Okay, so 20. Now the hose, of course, 20 is rock. The word rock equals 20. The word south, S-O-U-T-H, of course, the hose is to water the ground because the ground is south. And this is where rock, Christ said to Peter, upon this rock I will build my church, of course. So we have hose. And I'm just going to see what other we have use. And I know us, US is 3-1. That is the days of the month. So us, we are the month. We are the month, we are the mouth. Of course, mouth is 5, but and us is 4. But when we do this is another thing we need to be mindful of. F-I-V-E and F-O-U-R is actually the same. Okay, I know it sounds a little bit strange, but there we are. 15, 20, 24. 2 plus 4. There we are. This is why the people who know about numbers, they can put prices and tags and advertise things because they know what energy they are putting out there in a way that really, or they probably say, okay, but use it in a way that they know they are still harnessing or anchoring onto the energy that they really want to. Okay, so 99, 18, 19, 24. So 2 plus 4 is 6. So basically we are 5. So when we speak about 5, we are, I'm going to try this again. We are 5, the 5-pointed star. Okay. Oh, fantastic. I did it today. Okay. So we are the 5-pointed star. We are 5. This is the head. This is the arms, and your feet. So this is us. Okay. And 4, of course, I have many videos on this as well. And we are 4. Our north, our south, our east, and our west. So this is where Christ, of course, was crucified, you could say. So we had the arms on here and the 2, okay, let's do it in a way that, and the 2 feet, of course, one over the other. Okay, and this is the north, south, east, and west. Okay, there we are. So, and that is 4 and that is 5. Basically, same individual, same person, but it's just the position that we have put ourselves in, or we are occupying. So, let's see if there was any other word for the house. So, for house, we have us. Once we have us, we have everything we are. But what has just Mother Eve has just reminded me is important to remember. As I said, Mother Eve is the house, but Mother Eve has just alerted my attention that the S is the symbol of the serpent as well. The S is the serpent, So we have S here. It's like, I was going to say it's like whose house? Mother Eve. Okay. And now there's, I asked whose house there, and I saw the word, which I won't, because I'm about being transparent. And Mother Eve has always said, always look at the first and the last letter. So we see the first letter is H and we have E. So it's a he house. He, of course, it was he who created man in his own image and likeness. Created he, him, and he, them. This is going to be other things we're going to explore. And in the middle we have O-U-S, ours, because that's what Mother Eve is about in the middle. Mother Eve is in everything. Now, the other thing to point out, when Mother Eve always says, remember to include yourself, but we are right here too. In the middle is you are in the middle of the house. You are in the middle of the house, right there. So if you're not there, it's like, it's not a house really. It's like, you know, it's just abundant. So you are here. So he is, but you are. Okay. All right. So wherever you position yourself. Now, going back to my dream, it probably is that's what is unfolding here. It's he and you. So perhaps, as I say, it might be a very profound message for me that the soulmate, and of course also showed me it was just where I felt was a soulmate. I heard also flame mate, because this is the mate who is actually dealing with the flame. Very profound, I thought. Okay, so just I thought that this would help, because sometimes we all have this is how we collate evidence and meanings to things. Now, it may not mean that have the same meaning for you, but however, it may also do if you had something similar, or you dreamt of fire, or someone is dealing with the fire, for instance. You could say, oh, this is your flame mate, depending on context, of course. All right, so I thought I would just, it was necessary to get this numerical values and meanings to that dream. So thank you. I hope you enjoy this. Please share it or give us a thumbs up. And may I take the opportunity, of course, to thank my new subscribers and my existing subscribers. Today I felt well, I'm always grateful and thankful, but I wanted to say I've got to also give a shout to my very first subscriber, and which okay, I'm going to ensure that I've got the name correct, which begins with a B. I'm sure it is, but I'm going to give you a shout anyway. And okay, so thank you very much. Thank you all. Let there be light and spill over with love.